Hey guys, it's Cheng, your friend from China. My wife and I are based in Suzhou, and we're looking to buy a car this year. The plan is to use it for family trips on weekends and for my drive to work during the week. During the holiday, we spent some time at the car show, and seeing all those models got my wife and me super pumped. We just can't wait for all the new experiences ahead. Since it is the weekend, I'm going to test drive my top picks one by one to see how they handle and compare the driving vibes. So, I've actually had my license for almost 7 years, but my real-world driving mileage, probably just a few hundred kilometers. I've briefly driven a Toyota, a VW, a Lincoln, and a Hongqi, but because it was all short distance, I have absolutely no clue what experienced drivers mean when they talk about handling, chassis, or suspension. So, I'm using this test drive to do a side-by-side comparison and finally see what the difference is between all these brands. I am a huge cycling fan, so whether a car can fit my wife and my folding bikes in the trunk is a deal breaker for me. The very first car I am test driving is a pure electric SUV from BYD that I absolutely love, the Fangchengbao Ti 3. Before I even hit the road, the first thing I did was try to stuff my bike into the back, but, well, turns out it can only fit my bike, and that's it. The design of this car is super sharp. It's got that cool mecha-style exterior, but the interior is totally clean and minimalist. After a quick check-in, the salesman took me out for a ride along first. I've got to say, EVs are just made for stop and go city traffic. Since it's electric, there's zero engine noise or jerky shifting, so every single stop and start at the intersections felt incredibly smooth and quiet. BYD actually started with batteries, and all that tech they've built up over the years is exactly why they're crushing it in the EV era now. The model I am looking at is the 620 km air range, two-wheel, dry flash, charge version. With their current flash charge tech, getting from 10 to 97% takes just 9 minutes. It completely fixes the old headache of slow charging for EVs. Honestly, it's pretty much as fast as filling up a gas car. Since this car is classified as a compact SUV and is only about 4,600 mils long, it's honestly a breeze to handle. I can get a really precise feel for its size on the road, but at the same time, because it is an SUV with a higher center of gravity, you do feel some noticeable body roll when taking corners. Luckily, thanks to BYD SDCU suspension system, it does a great job soaking up bumps on the road. Plus, their highway tire blowout stabilization system gives me a massive sense of security. The second car I am checking out is the Xpeng G6. Now, Xpeng is an EV maker from Guangdong, and they are incredibly bold with their designs. I mean, their aero car division actually made this crazy flying car called the Land Aircraft Carrier. It looks straight out of the future. As for the G6, it is an SUV built for families, so it's super roomy with a clean design. Xpeng Smart Driving is pretty similar to Tesla, since they both use a pure vision approach. But honestly, Xpeng is way better suited for Chinese roads. Their local tweaking is just on another level. Smart driving is honestly such a cool piece of tech. To see how it compares, I also booked a test drive for the Tesla Model Y. As one of the world's best-selling pure electric SUVs, the Model Y is widely known for its sharp handling, high safety standards, and tons of space. But by now, it was getting close to noon, and since I skipped breakfast, my stomach was seriously growling. Time to hunt for some lunch. This auto mall is massive, but there are barely any sit-down restaurants around. Luckily, China has this amazing street food culture, with all these cool little food carts tucked away in every corner of the city. Unluckily, as I was looking for one, it started to drizzle. But as luck would have it, I quickly stumbled upon a little cart selling Hainan-style beef noodles. And man, I am a huge noodle lover. I ordered a large bowl, and the super friendly owner threw in some Yumoto for free. It's a fried snack from Hainan, kind of like Chinese donuts, and it tastes amazing. The beef noodles were a bit spicy, but so flavorful. I scarfed the whole bowl down in no time. I made it to the Tesla store right on time, and the sales rep got me sorted for the test drive super fast. She actually drives a Model 3 herself and is obsessed with the handling, so she told me to pay close attention to that. To be honest, the new generation Tesla looks incredibly sleek, and the space is massive. Totally checks all the boxes for my family. But man, Tesla, its interior has got to be the most minimalist thing in the EV market right now. They even integrated the gear shifter into the touchscreen, which I am really not used to. But here, the pleasant surprise. The handling is exactly as amazing as everyone says. The steering is razor sharp, and the power delivery is instant. It honestly feels like an extension of my own body. Plus, the visibility is outstanding because the front hood is so low. You get a completely unobstructed view through the windshield. Just to compare, I tested out Tesla's autonomous driving as well. I could feel that it's on the cautious side in China, most likely because they don't have enough local data yet. So it was a little off with some of the lane judgments. However, in the videos my friends in the States shared, their smart driving looks incredibly impressive. I really can't wait for the day this tech becomes a standard everywhere. When that happens, it'll feel like we're finally living inside a science fiction movie. Car number 4 is the BYD Sealion 06 EV from their Ocean lineup. It features the same upgraded flash charge tech as the Type 3 and cost around the same money. However, this thing is a proper mid-size car. We're looking at a length of over 4.8 meters and a wheelbase of more than 2.8 meters. The sheer amount of room you get in both the passenger seats and the trunk is just huge. It's just so incredibly practical for a family. The 5th car on my list is the LS6, a best-selling SUV by iMotors. We actually have a friend who bought one. This car has some seriously unique styling. It comes with a futuristic yoke wheel and a huge lifestyle screen stretching across the cockpit. A major highlight is the rear wheel steering. It allows the car to make a complete U-turn across just 2 lanes of traffic, so it is super agile and easy to drive around town. The comfort inside is also amazing. The ventilated, heated, and massaging seats for both front rows make driving such a pleasant experience. It comes in both RF and pure battery options to fit what people want. But for me, I did choose the pure electric version without a doubt. I just think the powertrain should be kept as straightforward as possible. Car number 6 is the brand Newly i6 from Li Auto, a Chinese EV brand I've been loving for a while. It's a pure battery SUV. I am really into it because, to me, electric cars shouldn't copy gas cars. Traditional cars are trapped by their mechanical powertrains, requiring a long nose or tail, which limits how creative designers can be. That is why most gas cars look pretty much identical on the streets. Li Auto, as pure electrics, however, completely broke the mold, starting from the Mega to the i8 and i6. They have this futuristic train look that I find super stylish. Because of this shape, the view from the driver's seat is the best I've experienced all day, bar none. Inside, the infotainment system is easily in the top tier among Chinese car companies. and the comfort is next level. Sadly, they have a strict no filming policy for test drives, so I couldn't get any footage on the road, but I can tell you that the ride is purely comfort-oriented. It's a perfect family car, not something you want to push hard on corners. Next up is Zeekr, an EV lineup from Geely. I was super intrigued by them since 3 of our friends are already Zeekr owners. The Zeekr 001 has a unique look. It honestly reminds me of a frog. It has a much lower profile compared to the previous cars, giving it that sleek, sporty shooting brake vibe. That is just so cool. This test drive was the exact moment I finally understood the hype about handling. The driving feel on this thing is amazing. It felt completely in control whether making sharp turns, switching lanes, or going over rough patches. Everything from steering to acceleration was spot on. I finally understand what sold my friends on this car. After leaving the Zeekr store, I headed over for a test drive of the insanely popular Xiaomi Yu7. I've used a ton of Xiaomi gadgets myself, from phones to smart home appliances. But honestly, when I first heard they were going to build cars a few years back, I thought it was completely unbelievable. What's even more mind-blowing is that they actually pulled it off. Not only did they make an amazing product, but it is also become a massive bestseller. The Yu7 is their sporty sedan, and this Yu7 is their high-performance looking SUV. Driving the Yu7 was a pleasant surprise. It has this unexpectedly high-end feel. The ride quality is excellent, and the cabin style feels a lot more modern and simple compared to the Zeekr 001, which perfectly hits the sweet spot for younger buyers. The whole design just flows together beautifully. After doing a side-by-side test drive of all these best-selling, highly rated EVs, one thing is crystal clear: China's auto industry has grown at warp speed in recent years. All thanks to its powerful manufacturing and complete supply chain, Chinese car product managers are clearly hyper-focused on cabin comfort, whether you're driving or just riding along. That is why the seats and interiors of Chinese EVs are packed with luxury features. But at the end of the day, my wife and I are buying our family's very first car, and it'll likely be our only ride for a long time to come. Because the stakes are high, we also want to get a feel for traditional gas cars before making our final decision based on what we truly need. First up, we checked out the Geely Xingyue L, which we actually spotted at the auto show earlier. This thing is an absolute bestseller among Chinese gas cars right now. It looks stunning inside and out, and stretching over 4,800 mils. The space is super practical, packing a 2.0 T engine and an 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 272 horsepower. The power is insane, but the fuel consumption is also pretty high. The sales rep told me it gets about 7 to 9 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, but in the city, it spikes to around 10 to 12. During the test drive, I floored the gas pedal and felt this incredible surge of power. Even though the cabin noise isolation is pretty solid, you can still hear the faint roar of the engine. Honestly, I realized I actually love that sound. It just feels so powerful. I really liked the car, but I had to face the reality that most of my driving will be in heavy city traffic. So those high fuel costs would definitely sting my wallet. That's when I thought of Toyota's dual-motor hybrid system. Unlike Chinese knife tech, Toyota's is a traditional hybrid with a tiny battery. It still runs entirely on gas, but under 40 kilometers an hour. The electric motor takes over, making it run just like a pure EV. Once you pass 40, the engine kicks in, bringing the average fuel consumption down to just over 4 liters per 100 kils. I took the Camry Hybrid for a spin and looking at the cluster, the fuel economy was indeed insanely low. But there's one catch with this system, right around that 40 kils mark. When the engine fires up, the noise is pretty noticeable. Counting them all up, I actually test drove 10 cars over just one weekend, 8 pure EVs and 2 gas cars. I've gotta admit, doing that many test drives back was pretty exhausting, but it was totally worth it because I got to experience every single model on my wish list. Having these side-by-side comparisons makes it so much clearer what actually matters to us. So, up next, my wife and I are going to sit down and have a serious talk about our budget, our real priorities, and finally lock in the one we're taking home. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this, please smash that subscribe button. This is Cheng, and I'll be bringing you guys plenty more fun lifestyle experiences ahead.